Good afternoon, dear colleagues. Welcome to the commemoration of the International Day of Vesak for 2024. I have the honor to chair this event with Ambassador Surya Chindawong of Thailand at this special occasion to commemorate the 25th anniversary of the adoption of the historic resolution 54/155 titled International Recognition of the Day of Vesak. I will now begin with my welcome remarks. Namo Buddhaya. May my homage to the Supreme Buddha. Excellencies, the most reverend members of the Mahasangha, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to welcome all of you to the celebration of the International Vesak Day for 2024. This special occasion marks the birth, the enlightenment, and passing away of the Lord Buddha. Today is more than a special day, as this celebration coincides with the 25th anniversary of the adoption of the General Assembly Resolution 54/155 titled International Recognition of the Day of Vesak. It is therefore befitting that I take this opportunity to recall with gratitude all the co-sponsors of the resolution adopted in 1999 to make this special day a day of profound significance. May I also thank Archbishop Gabriel Kachia, the Apostolic Nuncio, for the message from His Eminence Cardinal Miguel Gugor, the President of the Pontifical Council for Interreligious Dialogue of the Holy See. It is also fitting, Excellencies, that I thank the permanent representative of Thailand, Ambassador Surya Chindawong, for his ever-gracious, unconditional support made available to me and his team for working together with the permanent mission of Sri Lanka in successfully organizing the UN Vesak Day this year and in the previous years. Permit me to seize upon this opportunity to wish Ambassador Surya the blessings of the Noble Triple Gem as he leaves us soon to undertake another onerous mission that he has been entrusted with for his country. Today, Excellencies, we reach this milestone of 25 years since the Day of Vesak was recognized at the United Nations. We face, as we see, serious challenges where the very existence of our planet is imperiled. The very core of our humanity is tested to its limits. Excellencies, ravaging conflicts that have the potential to lead to the use of weapons of mass destruction, the triple planetary crisis, poverty, financial crisis, and debt distress, the ever-widening gap between the rich and the poor, the suffering from the worst forms of racism, racial discrimination, and xenophobia, and the inequality in the division of resources persistently challenges our conscience to the extent that suffering has become a matter of fact, and we humans have become immune and insensitive to the suffering of others. Excellencies, it is against this backdrop the celebration of International Day of Vesak presents us the time for reflection on the significance of the timeless teachings of Lord Buddha, and to assimilate those teachings, draw in aid the spiritual nourishment that we need to engage with a world facing a polycrisis. The Lord Buddha said, Mano Pubbangama Dhamma. The mind is the forerunner of everything good and everything bad. The enlightened one incisively saw the root causes of suffering He named these causes greed, hatred, and illusion. It therefore begs the question whether we can achieve world peace if humankind pursues a life of greed, a life of hatred, and a life of illusion. Excellencies, this celebration today is an opportune moment for us to engage in a moment of introspection, to distance ourselves from unwholesome thoughts, harmful states of mind such as anger, hatred, craving, and envy, and instead to reflect on the sublime states of mind the Lord Buddha disseminated through the Dhamma, known as metta, loving kindness, karuna, compassion, mudita, sympathetic joy, and upekkha, equanimity. The Gautama tells us to break free from the grip of negativity and create space for growth, resilience, and inner peace. Excellencies, it is inevitable as we contemplate on these virtues that I invite you to appreciate the relevance of Vesak in the context of the Sustainable Development Goals, because it aligns with several of the goals and principles set by the United Nations. The SDGs are aimed at addressing social, economic, environmental challenges to achieve a more sustainable and equitable future for all of us. The spirit of Vesak emphasizes the importance of generosity and help those in need, which is consonant with Goal 1 of eradicating poverty. Vesak encourages acts of giving charity, including the donation of food to the less fortunate, which supports efforts to eliminate hunger as contemplated in Goal 2. Vesak promotes mindfulness and mental well-being, contributing to the overall goal of ensuring healthy lives and well-being for all as contemplated in Goal 3. Vesak promotes the principle of gender equality, emphasizing the importance of treating all individuals with respect and compassion as contemplated in Goal 5. Vesak encourages moderation and sustainable practices, aligning with Goal 12 of promoting responsible consumption and production patterns. Vesak emphasizes on environmental stewardship and conservation, aligning with Goal 13 of taking urgent action to combat climate change and its impacts. And finally, Vesak promotes peace, non-violence, and justice, which are essential for achieving sustainable development and building strong institutions as contemplated in Goal 16. Excellencies, we at the United Nations are engrossed in creating organizational structures and frameworks with the objective of establishing stability of our own environment. Have we succeeded? Ask ourselves the question. It would appear that we need to evolve for ourselves in a conscious effort to reframe our perspectives and choose more positive, constructive ways of discussion and thinking. World peace, Excellencies, begins with individuals who embody peace in their thoughts, words, and actions. It is only through the creation of peaceful human beings that we can truly attain world peace, more effective conflict resolution, transform systems that perpetuate violence and inequality, build bridges of understanding and empathy between different groups, and finally, prioritize SDGs and environmental stewardship and strive to create a harmonious balance that ensures the well-being of present and future generations. Excellencies, it will be more than appropriate to remind ourselves of the words of the Buddha that all suffering is caused by ignorance. People inflict pain on others in the selfish pursuit of their own happiness or satisfaction. So permit me to take this opportunity to call upon those present here to draw on the spiritual nourishment offered to us in the teachings of the Buddha, to realize our human ideals for the benefit of the universal community and our planet structured upon the principles of humanity and compassion as aptly reflected in the Charter of the United Nations. I wish you the blessings of the Noble Triple Gem and the blessings of this very special day of Vesak. Excellencies, distinguished guests, to begin the high-level segment of these proceedings and to commence the day of Vesak this year, it is my honor to introduce a video message by His Excellency Mr. Dennis Francis, the President of the 78th session of the United Nations General Assembly.
Excellencies, distinguished delegates, on the occasion of Vesak Day, I convey my warmest congratulations to Buddhists around the world. Vesak Day commemorates the birth, enlightenment, and passing of Buddha, and I express my sincere appreciation to the permanent missions of Sri Lanka and Thailand for co-hosting this year's commemoration, a truly special occasion as we mark 25 years since the adoption of General Assembly Resolution 54/115, which first recognized the International Day in the year 2000. On this important day of reflection and growth, let us come together in unity and solidarity to celebrate the humanist values that define Buddhism: peace, tolerance, harmony, and understanding. Our world today seems caught in a spiral of increasing hate, intolerance, and discrimination, breeding misunderstanding and mistrust, and may well have an effect on the mental health of individuals while threatening the cohesiveness of society. In the spirit of peaceful coexistence and international cooperation, Vesak Day is a reminder to us all of the need to foster understanding among peoples of diverse religions, cultures, and civilizations in pursuit of our shared vision of a more just and resilient world. On this Vesak Day, let us draw inspiration from the Buddhist teachings of tolerance, compassion, and service. Let us resolve to not only set aside our differences, but instead to surmount our differences by valuing and respecting our rich humanity in diversity. Let us do our part in earnest to ensure a future of peace and dignity for all people, everywhere, without exception. I thank you.
I thank the President of the General Assembly for his remarks. I now have the honor to introduce a video message from His Excellency Ali Sabri, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to address this August Assembly on the special occasion of the commemoration of the International Day of Vesak. It is equally important and momentous that this celebration aligns with the 25th anniversary of the adoption of the General Assembly Resolution 54/115. I wish to take this opportunity to remember late Foreign Minister Kadiragama, whose visionary leadership played a pivotal role in securing this international recognition, affirming the universal significance of Vesak. It is just as important that I appreciate the close cooperation with the government of Kingdom of Thailand in co-sponsoring this event with the government of Sri Lanka for many years. Excellencies, Buddha's teaching, encapsulated in his discourse at Dhamma, have profoundly influenced civilization and individuals' lives across epochs. The principle he articulated, centered on understanding the reality, continue to resonate in our contemporary era just as strongly as they did in the ancient times. Amidst the multifaceted global contemporary challenges, Buddhist principles offer a profound insight and potential pathway toward peace, resilience, and sustainability. The teachings of compassion, nonviolence, and interconnectedness serve as beacons of hope, guiding us towards constructive solution. Today, it will be more than appropriate to remind ourselves of the words of Buddha that, I quote, all suffering is caused by ignorance. People inflict pain on others in the selfish pursuit of their own happiness or satisfaction, unquote. By fostering a culture of compassion and empathy, we can cultivate understanding and dialogue, transcending divides and laying the groundwork for peaceful coexistence. Non-violence as championed in Buddhism become not only a moral imperative, but a pragmatic approach to resolving conflict and building an enduring peace. In essence, Buddhism offers not just a spiritual refuge, but a practical roadmap towards healing our world. By embracing Buddha's principle, we can forge a path towards peace, sustainability, and collective well-being. Sri Lanka's multi-ethnic and multi-religious communities are a testament to the nation's enduring commitment to harmony and coexistence, embedded deeply within the ethos of our country and the timeless wisdom of Buddha, whose teaching resonates across diverse faiths and cultures in the country. It is in the spirit of mutual respect and goodwill that Sri Lankans continue to forge ahead, nurturing a legacy of peace and harmony for generations to come. Excellencies, in this pivotal moment, as the countries that practice Buddhism, let us unite in a common purpose to serve the greater good of all beings and our precious planet. Inspired by the principle of Buddhism, let us cultivate empathy and understanding, transcending barriers of nationality, region, and culture. May the Noble Triple Gem bless you. Thank you.
I wish to thank the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Sri Lanka for his video message.
Thank you, Co-Chair. And I now have the honor to introduce the video message from His Excellency, Mr. Marit Sangiampong, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Kingdom of Thailand.
Venerable monks, President of the General Assembly, Secretary General, Honorable Foreign Minister of Sri Lanka, Excellencies, distinguished participants, it is my pleasure to join all of you to commemorate the International Days of Vesak. I extend my earnest appreciation to the government of Sri Lanka for the long-standing partnership in organizing this auspicious event. The commemorations of the International Days of Vesak at the UN this year is special, as it marks the 25th anniversary of the Declarations and Program of Action on a Culture of Peace. Also, UNESCO has adopted decisions on the commemorations of the International Days of Vesak this year. By commemorating Vesak, we celebrate the Lord Buddha's teachings of peace, tolerance, compassion, humility, and mutual respect. I am certain that many of you find the Buddha's teachings to align with the meanings of life and the purposes and principles of the UN Charter. The preamble of the UN Charter proclaims, "We, the people of the United Nations, determined to save succeeding generations from the scourge of war, which twice in our lifetimes has brought untold sorrow to mankind. We cannot allow the determinations to fail." At the heart of the Buddha Dhamma is the way to address human sufferings. Buddhists are taught that forgiveness is a way to let go of the pains and suffering we carry, and to bring peace and harmony into our lives. As the world is confronted by many situations of tensions and conflict, peace seems to be far from reach. It is hard to even think about forgiveness we are pursued, the path to hold those who cause immense sufferings on others accountable of their action. However, forgiveness does not mean impunity. Violators should no doubt be brought to justice, while forgiveness is about letting go of our own anger and suffering so that we can have peace of mind and closure. Let us take this opportunity on Vesak Day to remind ourselves of the value of peace and forgiveness. With these virtues, enemy can learn to transcend the boundaries of hatred and become friends to work together for a common cause. Excellencies, distinguished participants, as we prepare for the Summit of the Future this September, the Secretary General's a new agenda for peace deserve to be at the front and center of that discussion. To move away from confrontations towards cooperations, the world needs to restore trust and confidence among all sides. We need effective and credible mechanisms to manage disputes and prevent them from turning into major conflicts. Tolerance, compassion, humility, mutual trust, and mutual respect are key in this delicate endeavor. I hope that today's event will inspire us to strive for an enduring peace for the present and future generations. I thank you.
I wish to thank the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Kingdom of Thailand for his video message, and I now have the honor to introduce the video message by His Excellency Mr. Antonio Guterres, the Secretary General of the United Nations.
Today, Buddhists across the globe celebrate Vesak Day, which marks the birth, enlightenment, and passing of the Buddha. Last October, I had the privilege of traveling to the Buddha's birthplace of Lumbini in Nepal. This deeply inspiring visit reaffirmed my conviction that the Buddha's timeless teachings of peace, compassion, and service to others are the pathway to a better, more understanding and harmonious world for all. Today and every day, let us be guided by the spirit of Vesak and by a renewed faith in what we can accomplish as a united human family. Let us work as one to build a more peaceful and sustainable future. Happy Vesak Day.
I wish to thank the Secretary General for his video message. And now we shall move on to the section which includes religious sermons and blessings. So on this auspicious day of celebrating the International Day of Vesak, I respectfully invite the venerable monks from Wat Putthai Thawan Wanaram and New York Tamaram Temple to conduct the religious blessings, please.
Venerable monks, Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, before we blessing or pray in the Bali Sanskrit, I would like to give some message to all of you. There are many holidays in the Buddhism on which Buddhists have very chance to cultivate the knowledge, to join together, to practice the Dhamma, and to pay homage to the Tibetan. The United Nations have declared Visakha Busha Day as the international recognition of the Day of Vesak. This shows the importance of the day to the Buddhas great to the world. On behalf of the Buddhist monk in the United States, I feel very grateful and especially that America will continue to do their best to support peace in this country and promote the value of the Buddhism to the worldwide. I send my message wish of success, happiness, prosperity, and inner peace to everyone here today. Thank you. นะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุท ทัสสะพุทธังสรณังคัจฉามิธัมมังสรณังคัจฉามิสังฆังสรณังคัจฉามิดุติยามปิพุทธังสรณังคัจฉามิดุติยามปิธัมมังสรณังคัจฉามิดุติยามปิสังฆังสรณังคัจฉามิตติยามปิพุทธังสรณังคัจฉามิตติยามปิธัมมังสรณังคัจฉามิตติยามปิสังฆังสรณังคัจฉามิอิติปิโสภะคะวังอะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธเวชชาจารณะสัมปันโนสุขโตโลกวิทูอนุตตรปุริสธรรมสารติสัทธาเดวมนุสสานังบุตโตภะคะวาติสวากขาโตภะคะวะตาธัมโมสันเทติโกอาการิโกเยญิปัสสิโกโกปนัญญิโกปัจจัตตังเวทิตาโพเวนโยเยติสุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆอุชุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆชายปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสามีจิปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆยติทังจัตตาริปุริสยุคานิอันดาปุริสบุคละเอสะภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆอาหุนายโยปาหุนายโยดักขินายโยอัญชลิการณิโยอนุตตรังปุญญาเขตังโลกัสสติปะหุงสังหัสสมพิเนมิตาสาวุทันตังเรเมฆลังอุติตะโครสเสนมารังคานาดิธรรมวิตินาจิตวามุนินโนตันเตจะสาภวตุเตชยมังคลานิมาราติเลกมภิโยจิตสัมปราติงโครัมปนารวกมากมทาทยาขังขันเตสุทันตวิตินาจิตวามุนินโนตันเตจะสาภวตุเตชยมังคลานินาราคิเรงขจวรังอดิมันดามุตังทาวังกิจากรรมสเนวสุทารุนันตังเมตัมบุเสกเวทินาชิตวามุนินโนตันเตชะสาภวตุเตชยมังคลานิโอเกตคากรรมติหันทสุทารุนันตังทวันติโยชนะปะทังกุริมารวันตังเยติปิสังคตมโนชิตวามุนินโนตันเตชะสาภวตุเตชยมังคลานิกัตตวานกันตมุตรังอิวะคาปินิยาจินจายโททวจนังชนะกายมาเจสันเตนะโสมวิธินาจิตวามุนินโตตันเตจะสาภวตุเตชยมังคลานิสัจจังวิหา
ายมติสัจจกวาทะเกตุงวาทาปิโรปิตมนังอธิอันตภูตังปัญญาปฏิปัจจาริโตจิตวามุนินโนตันเตจะสาภวันตุเตชยมังคลานินันตัวปนันดาบุจกังวิบุตังมเหเดงโปเตนะเดระปุจเกนะธรรมาปยันโตอิทุปเทสวิตินาจิตวามุนินโตตันเตจะสาภวันตุเตชยมังคลานิทุกขาทิติปุจเกนะสุทานาหัตถังพระมังวิสุทธิจุติเมติปกาปิธานังญาณกเทนะวิตินาจิตวามุนินโตตันเดชะสาภวตุเตชยมังคลานิเอตาปิพุทธชยมังคลาอาตกาทายโยวาจโนตินตินเนสรเตมทันเดหิตวานเนกวิวิธานิจุปันตวานิโมกขังสุขังอธิกัมเมยนโรสปัญโยมหาการุณิโกนาโถหิตายาสัพพปานินางบุเรตวาปารมิสัพพปะโตสัมโพธิโมตตมังเกเตนะสัจจวัชเชนะโหตุเตชยมังคลังชยันโตโพธิยามุเลสากยานังนันนิวันตโนเอวังตวังวิจโยโหหิชยาสุชยมังคะเลอปราชิตปัลลังเกสิเสปทวิโภคะเลอภิเสเกสัมปบุตตานังอังคปะโตปโมทติสุนัขตังสุมังคลังสุปภาตังสุโหติตังสุขโนสุโมโหโตจะสุเยทังพระมจาริสุปทากินังกายกรรมังวาจากรรมังปทากินังปทากินังมโนกรรมังปณิทิเตปทากินาปทากินานิกัตตวานลปันตเทปทากิเนภวัตตุสัพพมังคลังรังขันตุสัมปเดวตาสัมปพุทธานุภาเวนัสตาโสเทภวันตุเตภวัตตุสัพพมังคลังรังขันตุสัมปเดวตาสัพพธรรมานุภาเวนัสตาโสเทภวันตุเตภวัตตุสัพพมังคลังรักขันตุสัมปเนวตาสัมปสังฆานุภาเวนัสตาโสทิภวันตุเต
I have now the honor to request a sermon by Venerable Hinbu Nekonyanda Thero, the chief incumbent of Staten Island Buddhist Vihar.
Bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, Worthy One, Fully Enlightened One. Most Venerable monks, nuns, His Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters in Dhamma. Today, we gather here in this August Assembly Hall to celebrate the Buddha's birth, enlightenment, and passing away into parinirvana, which happened to be on the same full moon day of the year. Of course, in 3 different years, on Vaishaka or Vesak full moon day, the Prince Siddhartha was born, and 35 years later, he became enlightened one under the tree of enlightenment in Gaya. He became awakened one after 45 years of service to the world. Vesak full moon day, he passed away into Parinirvana, or we call Mahaparinirvana, he attained. All these 3 events took place in open space under a tree. He was born in a Lumbini Sala Grove and attained in Gaya, in Buddhahood in Gaya, under a tree of enlightenment, what we call as Bodhi today. And he passed away in between 2 Sala trees in Kushinagar. At the time of his enlightenment, he was so happy, so joyful after attaining, realizing the nature of the world and the nature of the humanity. Joyfully, because he was searching for, we all understand that he was, as a royal family member, his father was expecting him to be the greatest king, yet that was not his mission, which he came to this world for. After achieving his goal, what he was searching for, he was so joyful, and he uttered his joy by saying, Aneka jati sansarang sandha visang animbisang gahakarakang gave santo dukkha jati punapunang. For many lifetimes I passed through searching for you, the builder. O house builder, you are seen. You shall build no house for me again. All your rafters are broken. Your roof tree is destroyed. My mind has reached the unconditioned. The end of craving has been attained. So this unconditioned state of mind brings us to peace. So with that, he brought light to the world. He advised his followers to share the light with the world of happiness of many, for the happiness of many, for the welfare of many, for the comfort of many. He guided his followers, the monks, to go and share that Dhamma with the world. And we, in the modern time, we hear about him as a light of Asia. I think all of you, many of us know that Edwin Arnold has written a book by that name, Light of Asia. It is not only Asia. He belongs to the world. If practiced, his teaching, we could all bring blessing to all beings, whole world. If we appreciate peace, there cannot be wars searching for peace. War should be done within us to kill the greed, hatred, and ignorance, which are the root cause of all the problems we see in the world today. And this great institution, United Nations, is engaged to resolve these problems. If we can get people to practice and cultivate love and enhanced understanding, world will be at peace. It is within us, among us, and around us. There cannot be hate. Buddha mentioned, and also once in this August assembly had recited this, Nahi verena verani sammanti da kudachanam, averena sammanti esa dhammo sanantano. Hatred never appears by hatred, but by love. This was uttered by the Buddha. May the blessings of Triple Gem be with all of you. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
I thank the Venerable Thero for his Anusashana. Excellencies, distinguished guests, I now invite the pre-established list of speakers to deliver their statements. The delegations who have not registered earlier may wish to press the microphone button if they wish to request the floor. So may I, without further ado, call upon the first speaker. I invite the distinguished permanent representative of Nepal, representing the birthplace of the Buddha, to deliver his statement. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Venerable monks, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, I should take this opportunity to express my sincere appreciation to excellencies Mohan Pieris of Sri Lanka and Surya Chindawangse, Thailand, for taking such an excellent initiative to organize this solemn event marking the 25th anniversary of the recognitions of the International Day of Vesak in the United Nations. On the auspicious occasion of the 2568th Buddha Jayanti or Vesak Day, I wish to express my most sincere and warmest greetings to all of you. May Lord Buddha enlighten us on the path of love, peace, compassion, and trust. I feel that celebrating Vesak Day at the UN headquarters with a large number of venerables and member states is a fitting homage to Lord Buddha and his time-tested teachings and ideals. It is precisely so, because of the symbiotic relationship existing between the core values of peace, harmony, and understanding that Lord Buddha taught us, and the Charter of the United Nations that seeks to protect and promote the same values globally. Excellencies, in these troubled times, when we are facing multiple crises and challenges, conflicts, violence, hatred, inequality, exclusion, and exploitation of nature are rife, and people are suffering from poverty, hunger, diseases, destitute, and displacement. Lord Buddha's timeless teachings of peace, love, non-violence, and compassion are more relevant than ever. Buddha's noble eightfold path, that is, right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihoods, right effort, right concentration, and right mindfulness, can guide us through global peace, security, human rights, sustainable development, and climate actions. The timeless values of peaceful coexistence, empathy, tolerance, and sense of responsibility can help the global community to bridge divides, overcome differences, build trust, promote mutual understanding, and enhance partnership and collaborations. Amidst unprecedented challenges facing humanity, non-violence, that ahimsa, offers a powerful blueprint for resolving conflicts and healing discords. By embracing compassion or karuna, we can address the root causes of suffering and work towards a more equitable and peaceful world. Excellencies, Nepal is the home to Lumbini. The birthplace of Gautam Buddha carries a historical and cultural legacy of Buddhism as a living tradition. As a custodian of Buddhist sacred legacy, Nepal pursues peace, justice, and sustainability at home and abroad. Deeply immersed in the values of Buddhism, Nepal thrives in a multicultural, multilingual, and multi-ethnic society, fostering a deep faith in tolerance, coexistence, and peace. The government of Nepal is committed to developing, preserving, and promoting Lumini as the fountain of Buddhism and world peace. The Buddhist heritage of Nepal remains a center of attraction for pilgrims, scholars, and seekers of spiritual solace from around the world. We are quite appreciative that the UN has been playing an important role in developing Lumini as a major center of pilgrimage and tourism, promoting peace and harmony. In recognition of its historical and cultural significance on the global stage, the UN declared Lumini as a World Heritage Site. Given the importance of this sacred land, UN Secretary General have been keeping a tradition of visiting Lumini, the birthplace of Buddha. During his visit to Lumini in October last year, Secretary General Antonio Guterres from the sacred Lumini Garden called for global peace. He said, I quote, "Humanity has a choice. The path to peace is ours to take. It is not always an easy one, but guided by Lord Buddha's timeless example. I believe it is a vision we can make real through action," unquote. In Lumini, we also emphasize the Buddhist message of compassion, non-violence, and interdependence as an inspiration for all and source of unity. Excellencies, in closing, I reiterate Buddhist principle that encourage us to seek truth, question assumptions, and act with integrity. In the face of divisiveness, Buddhism teaches unity. In the face of greed, it teaches contentment. In the face of ignorance, it teaches wisdom. These time-tested teachings are not confined to any tradition, but are universally applicable, offering a path to personal fulfillment and societal well-being. As Buddha said, "Apo dipo bhava," be light unto yourself. May this Vesak Day inspire us all to pursue a path of peace, love, empathy, and compassion to build a harmonious world. I thank you.
I thank the permanent representative of Nepal for his statement. I next have the honor to call upon the distinguished permanent representative of India, representing the place where the Buddha lived, to deliver her statement. The floor is yours, ma'am.
Thank you, Chair. Honorable monks and distinguished guests, in particular my greetings to Mohan and Surya. Namo Buddhaya. Today, as we mark the sacred day of Vesak, we gather with hearts full of reverence and gratitude to honor the birth, enlightenment, and passing into nirvana of Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha. Born an Indian prince, he left the opulence of the palace for a path that led him beneath the Bodhi tree, where he illuminated the way toward peace and wisdom, a legacy bestowed upon us across generations and geographies. And respected monks, your presence today deepens the sanctity of this celebration. Each of you, through your devoted practice and profound serenity, brings to life the teachings of the Buddha. In a world often shadowed by haste and discord, your lives of compassion and mindfulness radiate the hope of tranquility and understanding. On this day of Vesak, we reflect on Buddha's profound journey from princely riches to spiritual riches, which showed us that true enlightenment is found in the pursuit of universal love rather than in material wealth. His teachings, simple yet profound, encourage us to transcend our differences and embrace a universal bond of kindness. Inspired by his ideals, we find ourselves striving to uphold his vision of nonviolence and coexistence. Let us pause to consider our actions and their impacts on our planet and its creatures. Inspired by the Buddha's respect for all life forms, we strive to nurture and protect our environment, cherishing the world that sustains us all. So as the lanterns tonight ascend towards the starry sky, may they carry our prayers for peace and wisdom. And inspired by the Buddha's timeless wisdom, may we walk gently upon this earth, cultivating a garden where all beings can flourish together. Thank you for being here today, for your blessings, and for guiding us even closer to the light of understanding and the warmth of compassion. Thank you.
I thank the Permanent Representative of India for her statement. I now have the honor to invite the distinguished Permanent Representative of Japan to deliver his statement.
Venerable monks, excellencies, it is a great honor to speak on this occasion of Vesak Day, commemorating the birth, enlightenment, and passing away of Buddha. I thank the permanent missions of Sri Lanka and Thailand for organizing this event. Buddhism, introduced to Japan in the 6th century, has had a profound influence on its culture and history. It has also played a significant role in shaping the arts, with the creation of Buddhist statues and temples becoming a major artistic heritage. In Japan, Buddhist temples celebrate Vesak Day by holding flower festivals on April 8th. Celebrants pour sweet tea over the small sacred statues with decorated flowers in commemoration of birth of Buddha. It is said that the first flower festival in Japan was held in the year 6006. The teachings of Buddhism have inspired countless people throughout the history and continue to be a source of guidance and inspiration for people of various backgrounds. In the current world, we continue to see the spread of conflict, hatred, intolerance, and lack of mutual respect, all of which exacerbate human suffering. I believe the United Nations can and should play an imperative role to alleviate such distress and bring peace to people through reflecting on the spirit of Buddhism together, which teaches respect for human dignity, tolerance, harmony, peace, and compassion. I would like to conclude my remarks by offering my best wishes to those celebrating the Day of Vesak and expressing my sincerest hope that this auspicious occasion will renew our commitments and efforts to overcome global crises with peace and mutual respect in the heart of every person. Thank you.
I wish to thank the Permanent Representative of Japan for the statement, and I now have the honor to invite the distinguished Permanent Representative of Pakistan to deliver his remarks.
Thank you. Venerable monks, distinguished permanent representatives, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, let me thank the distinguished permanent representatives of Thailand, Ambassador Surya Chinda Wongse, and the distinguished permanent representative of Sri Lanka, Ambassador Mohan Paris, for organizing this meeting to observe Vesak Day, a thrice blessed day of the birth, the enlightenment, and the passing of the Lord Buddha. The life and teachings of the Buddha have left an indelible impact on the world, in particular on the Asia-Pacific region. Our region carries a rich heritage of Buddhist civilization. The Indus Valley civilization in what is now Pakistan saw the flourishing of Buddhism for over 2,000 years. In the great ancient city of Taxila, in Swat, and in Takhte Bai, there were splendid Buddhist universities which welcomed students from throughout the region and beyond. From there, Buddhism spread and flourished across Asia and the world. The Lord Buddha taught immutable precepts for human coexistence the importance of compassion, wisdom, peace, humility, and nonviolence. To stand for the weak, the marginalized, and the oppressed of the world against the powerful and oppressors. To show empathy and kindness to the vulnerable, and to defend the truth. In our troubled times, the commemoration of Vesak Day is a good moment to renew our commitment to these values. The message of Lord Buddha was transmitted across Asia Pacific over the years, through the times, to bring order, knowledge, and good governance in societies, communities, and states. The principles inspired rulers and religious leaders and millions of men and women through the centuries. These are principles and rules of human conduct and behavior which are also reflected in the major religions and beliefs of the world. Buddha's message of peace is also reflected in the fundamental purposes and principles of the United Nations Charter. Within the United Nations, it is incumbent on member states to promote and ensure strict adherence to the Charter's principles, especially against the use of force, suppression of peoples, and the violation of human rights. To this end, Pakistan, along with the Philippines, regularly presents a resolution on the promotion of interreligious and intercultural dialogue, understanding, and cooperation for peace. This resolution calls on states and political and religious leaders to promote inclusion and unity to combat racism, xenophobia, hate speech, violence, and discrimination. We need to promote such a culture of peace and nonviolence that benefits all humanity, in particular the future generations, and to create an environment conducive to harmony and mutual understanding in the spirit of the teachings of the Lord Buddha. Happy Vesak Day. I thank you.
I thank the Permanent Representative of Pakistan for his statement. I now have the honor to invite the distinguished Permanent Representative of Vietnam to deliver his remarks.
Thank you, Co-Chair. I'd like to begin by expressing my special gratitude and appreciation to the distinguished Ambassador Mohan and Surya, permanent representatives of Sri Lanka and Thailand, for bringing us together for this meaningful celebration. On this auspicious occasion of commemorating the International Day of Vesak, I wish to extend my warmest greetings to all venerable monks present in this august hall, as well as Buddhist Sangha and followers all over the world. Venerable monks, excellencies, our world today faces a multitude of complex and interconnected challenges that transcend national boundaries and impact the lives of people across the globe. These include pandemics, climate change, environmental degradation, poverty and hunger, and the ever-widening gap between the rich and the poor. Geopolitical tensions and conflicts as a result of selfish interest further compound these pressing issues, induce division and hatred, and hinder stability and development. Amid these daunting global challenges, the timeless wisdom of the Buddha's teachings shines as a beacon of guidance, offering a profound framework for navigating the complexities of our world. The Buddha's philosophy, deeply rooted in the interconnectedness of all phenomena, compassion, and the alleviation of suffering, provides a powerful lens through which we can approach these multifaceted issues. Achieving peace and development requires mutual respect, understanding, and a spirit of sharing, principles that embodied the essence of Buddhism and our fundamental tenets shared across many religions. On this Vesak Day, let us draw inspiration from Buddha's enlightened teachings and rededicate ourselves to the pursuit of peace, sustainable development, and the flourishing of all people. By anchoring ourselves in mindfulness and embracing the 5 precepts, we create the conditions for a future built upon the foundations of virtue and ethical conduct. When our actions are motivated by conscience, compassion, and a genuine concern for the welfare of all beings, we sow the seeds of goodwill that will bear the fruits for a future world that is more just, equitable, and sustainable. As we walk the Noble Eightfold Path, let us be mindful of the karmic imprints we leave behind as the wind shape the landscapes of tomorrow. In this regard, the upcoming Summit of the Future presents a pivotal opportunity to incorporate this timeless wisdom into our global agenda and foster a more holistic approach to addressing global challenges. Such an approach not only enriches the dialogue, but also enhances our collective efforts towards achieving sustainable development, peace, and prosperity for all. Venerable monks, Excellencies, Buddhism has been an integral part of Vietnam's spiritual and cultural fabric for over 2 millennia. The noble teachings of the Buddha on wisdom, compassion, have profoundly shaped the values, way of life, and outlook of the Vietnamese people. Having successfully hosted the celebration of International Day of Vesak in 2008, 2014, and 2019, Vietnam looks forward to doing so once again in the near future. I wish you all a successful and fulfilling celebration. I thank you, co-chairs.
I thank the permanent representative of Vietnam for his statement, and I now have the honor to invite the distinguished permanent representative of Mongolia to deliver his remarks.
Excellencies, venerable monks, distinguished guests, at the outset, allow me to express my sincere appreciation to the Parent Mission of Sri Lanka and Parent Mission of the Kingdom of Thailand, to the United Nations for organizing the International Day of Vesak. As we mark the 25th anniversary of the General Assembly Resolution 54/115 on the International Day of Vesak at the United Nations, allow me also to send my warmest wishes of well-being to everyone celebrating the Day of Vesak, which marks the birth, enlightenment, and passing of the Lord Buddha. Excellencies and venerable monks, this auspicious day thus provides an ample opportunity for us to get together and promote the universal messages of wisdom, compassion, understanding, kindness, selflessness, and service to the humanity that were preached by the Lord Buddha. Today, more than ever, we need to narrow our differences, leave behind prejudice, and rise above our circumstances to build a better and more peaceful world for us, for all. The United Nations was established precisely to save the next generations from the scourge of the war and ensure global peace and security. And we, the people, have determined to practice tolerance and live together in peace with one another as a good neighbors. Taking this opportunity and in the spirit of the Vesak Day, I would like to urge the world leaders to reflect on the universal commitment to the Charter of the United Nations and deliver on our promise to maintain peace and security in the world. Excellencies and venerable monks, in Vesak Day, also known in my country Mongolia as the Great Duchen Day, is celebrated on the 15th day of the first month of the summer, according to the Mongolian lunar calendar. Mongolia is a peace-loving and spiritual country where Buddhism is based on the Mahayana tradition, particularly Vajrayana and Jabzundamba Khotuktu line has traditionally led the Buddhists in Mongolia. Excellencies and venerable monks, let me conclude by citing Buddha Siddhartha Gautama Shakyamuni. I quote, "With our thoughts we make the world," end of quote. A generous heart, kind speech, and life of the service and compassion are the things which we renew humanity. Let the peace, unity, joy always be with you, and let us together in solidarity to navigate the path to a better future for everyone in this world. I thank you.
I thank the distinguished representative of Mongolia for his statement, and I now give the floor to the distinguished permanent representative of Myanmar. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Co-Chair. Venerable Mahasangha, Excellencies, distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. I wish to start by expressing my deepest appreciation to the Venerable monks for their prayers and inspiring Dhamma sermons. I would also like to thank our brothers, Mohan and Surya, the permanent representatives of Sri Lanka and Thailand, as well as their respective Everly teams for annually co-hosting celebrations to commemorate the International Day of Vesak. Vesak Day is the most sacred day for Buddhists. In Myanmar, Vesak Day is known as Full Moon Day of Kasol or Buddha Day. We believe that celebrating Vesak means making special efforts to bring happiness to the vulnerable. Today's event is so timely. Nowadays, we all witness the global scenario is bounded by various conflicts, environmental and social issues, among others. Prolongations of these problems have been extending the sufferings of the people and imposing a seriously alarming threat on the livelihood of all mankind. Deficiency in humanity has become deniable. Under this circumstance, I wish to recall the Buddha teachings of tolerance, compassion, mutual respect, and humanity. These are the source of solace and strength. Moreover, it is essential that we practice the Four Noble Truths into our daily lives. These are the truth of suffering, the truth of the cause of suffering, the truth of the end of suffering, and the truth of the path that leads to the end of suffering. This is truly reflecting the current situation in my country, Myanmar, where unspeakable tragedy is unfolding due to the military's hunters' atrocities. Therefore, it is vital than ever for us to be mindful of the valuable teachings of the Lord Buddha. Based on our faith in Buddha's teachings, we are out to preserve, spreading metta, loving kindness. Peace and stability prevail in Myanmar and across the globe. I wish all members of the international community good health and happiness. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. I thank you.
I thank the distinguished permanent representative of Myanmar for his statement. Yes. I now call upon the distinguished representative of Cambodia to make his statement. The floor is yours.
Venerable monks, Excellency, distinguished delegate. On this auspicious occasion, my delegation wishes to express our sincere appreciation to Ambassador Mohan Paris of Sri Lanka and Ambassador Surya Chandabong of Thailand for their commendable leadership to co-hosting this annual commemoration of the International Day of Vesak, a day marking the birth, enlightenment, and passing of Lord Buddha. My delegation is profoundly thankful for the blessing and teaching offered by the Venerable Monks celebrating the 25th anniversary of the adoption of the historical resolution 54/115. Excellency, distinguished delegate. Today, our world is confronted with numerous challenges that threat to our existence, livelihoods, and basic human dignity. In these turbulent times, let us reflect together on the spirit of Buddhism, which teach tolerance, harmony, peace, and compassion, providing enduring relevance to our lives and society. In this context of International Day of Vesak, is more than a religious observance. It is a call to action for global peace and harmony. The Buddha teaching encourages us to live in harmony with nature. On Vesak Day, we are reminded of our duty to protect the environment and promote sustainable living. Buddhism values are closely aligned with the goals of the United Nations, particularly in promoting peace, human rights, and sustainable development. The principle of equality and respect for all beings lie at the heart of Buddhism, guiding the United Nations efforts to uphold human dignity and social justice. Buddhism community worldwide play a crucial role in spreading the Buddha message of nonviolence and peace, which stand as a beacon of hope. As a nation deeply rooted in Theravada Buddhism, Cambodia recognizes the importance of these messages in cultivating a culture of peace and tolerance. Excellency, distinguished delegate, Buddhism is the national religion of Cambodia, as enshrined in our constitution. However, everyone in Cambodia enjoys equal freedom to practice other faiths and beliefs. More than 90% of Cambodians are Buddhists. Vesak Buchia or Vesak Day is the most important public holiday celebrated annually. This year, we celebrate it on May 22nd. The teaching of Buddha have been an integral part of our culture, spiritual heritage, history for many centuries. They will continue to inspire and shape the values, belief, the way of life of millions of the Khmer people for generations to come. In conclusion, as we commemorate the International Day of Vesak, let us all recommit ourselves to teaching of the Lord Buddha. Let us endeavor to embody the principle of compassion, mindfulness, and wisdom in our daily lives. By doing so, we can contribute to a world where peace, justice, and harmony prevail. In this spirit, Cambodia reaffirms its commitment to promoting the values of Buddhism, such as compassion, generosity, and peaceful coexisting amongst all people. Happy Vesak Day. Satuk, Satuk. Thank you.
I thank the distinguished representative of Cambodia for his statement. And I now call upon the distinguished Deputy Permanent Representative of Indonesia to make his statement. The floor is yours, sir.
Venerable monks, excellencies, Namo Buddhaya. I congratulate Ambassador Mohan of Sri Lanka and Ambassador Surya of Thailand for organizing the solemn commemoration of the International Day of Vesak. Today, we are united in reverence for the birth, enlightenment, and passing of the Lord Buddha. As a multicultural society with millions of Buddhists, Vesak is an important national day in Indonesia. For Indonesia, Vesak Day is not merely a commemoration of an important historical figure, but a profound reminder for the whole nation of Buddha's enduring teachings of peace, compassion, and wisdom. Those virtues are also enshrined within the preamble of the United Nations Charter, which we are all committed to. In a world plagued by conflicts, divisions, and uncertainties, the principles embodied by Vesak Day resonate more profoundly with our work here in the UN. From striving for the betterment of humanity, long-lasting peace, as well as preserving our relationship with Mother Earth, Buddha's message of non-violence and mutual respect guide us towards harmony among nations. His teachings urge us to look beyond our differences and cultivate a global community rooted in empathy and solidarity. This important message of Vesak to international peace and security cannot be overstated. It calls upon us to build a future where dialogue overcomes discord and collaboration prevails over confrontation. By recognizing our shared humanity, we acknowledge that peace and security of one nation are inextricably linked to those of another. This realization compels us to act with compassion and strive for justice, ensuring that our peace efforts are inclusive and equitable. As we celebrate Vesak Day, let us be inspired by Buddha's lasting legacy. May his teachings guide our actions and policies, leading us towards a future defined by a steadfast commitment to the well-being, peace, and prosperity of all. Thank you.
I thank the distinguished Deputy Permanent Representative of Indonesia for his statement.
Thank you, Co-Chair. And I now have the honor to invite the Ambassador and Deputy Permanent Representative of the Russian Federation to deliver remarks.
Venerable monks, distinguished co-chairs, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, today marks the celebration of Vesak Day, and in 1999, as has been mentioned today several times, the UN General Assembly officially recognized this day for international observance, and this acknowledgement highlights Buddhism's significant role in shaping human civilization. For centuries, Vesak Day has brought Buddhists together, symbolizing hope, aspirations, and pursuit of harmony and purity in thought. Regrettably, in the 21st century, many people are immersed in a materialistic lifestyle, often overlooking the spiritual values that have been pillars of humanity for thousands of years. Despite technological advances, the accumulation of material wealth, a rift has deepened between our daily lives and the deep-rooted spiritual and moral principles that have guided civilizations through history. It's vital to remember that many of the responses we seek to contemporary challenges lie in these age-old values and ethical ideals which are indispensable to the essence of human life. The teachings of Buddha, established several millennia ago, are a testament to the timeless relevance of spiritual wisdom. His principles of compassion, mindfulness, and detachment from material excess continue to offer profound insights into personal and societal well-being. The spirit of the Vesak holiday, commemorating the birth, enlightenment, and death of Buddha, serves as a powerful reminder of our potential for inner transformation and enlightenment. It inspires us to look beyond the superficial and transient, urging us to address today's urgent issues with both wisdom and compassion. Moreover, Buddha's keen interest in understanding the nature of reality aligns remarkably with the objectives of modern science. This exemplifies a harmonious balance between spiritual growth and scientific inquiry. By integrating these two domains, we can pursue a more holistic approach to human development, one that nurtures the soul as diligently as it expands the intellect. Buddhism stands as one of the many religious faiths practiced in Russia, where the Buddhist community observes its sacred holidays. For over 400 years, Buddhism has been practiced by the indigenous populations of Russia, including the Buryats, Kalmyks, Tuvinians, among others. Presently, Russia is home to more than 1 million Buddhists and hosts over 200 officially registered Buddhist religious organizations. In closing, I wish to highlight the unique experience of Russia in fostering interfaith dialogue. For centuries, Russian Orthodox Christians, Muslims, Catholics, Protestants, Jews, and Buddhists have lived together in peace, collaboratively nurturing their homeland while upholding and promoting cherished traditions of respect and mutual understanding. The philosophy and spiritual practices of Buddhism have significantly shaped the national identity, lifestyle, traditions, and customs of its adherents. Buddhist culture has become a fundamental and cherished part of Russia's historical and cultural legacy. Let me wish all of those who celebrate a happy Vesak Day.
I wish to thank the Deputy Permanent Representative of the Russian Federation for the statement, and I now have the honor to invite the Deputy Permanent Representative of Malaysia to deliver his remarks.
Co-chairs, venerable monks, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, at the outset, I would like to take this opportunity to wish a happy Vesak Day to everyone celebrating this holy day. I also join previous speakers in expressing gratitude to the co-chairs of this Vesak Day commemoration, His Excellency Mr. Mohan Peiris, Permanent Representative of Sri Lanka, and Ambassador Surya Chindawong, Permanent Representative of Thailand, as well as to all committee members for organizing today's event, which is also a special occasion to mark the 25th anniversary of the adoption of General Assembly Resolution 54/11/5. Venerable monks, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, today we gather with our Buddhist friends to commemorate the birth, enlightenment, and passing of Gautama Buddha. This momentous occasion offers us the opportunity to reflect on his profound teachings and renew our commitment to timeless principles such as compassion, tolerance, and the inherent dignity of every individual. Such reflections gain heightened importance at present amidst the increasing challenges and polarization of our world. As a multicultural and a multi-religious country, Malaysia embraces the diversity of faiths, beliefs, and religions among its people. Around 20% of the 33 million who calls Malaysia home adhere to Buddhism. To honor our Buddhist fellow citizens, Malaysia observes the significance of Vesak, which has been designated a public holiday since 1962. This observance underscores Malaysia's long history of fostering tolerance, mutual respect, and harmonious coexistence among diverse communities, each contributing to the vibrant tapestry of faiths and cultures in the nation. We remain convinced that celebrating our diversity is vital, not solely for cultivating mutual understanding, harmony, and unity, but also for nurturing social cohesion and fostering sustainable development within our communities. Venerable monks, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, this commemoration of Vesak reminds us that wisdom is not exclusive to anyone. As each of us is born with unique perspectives, we can learn valuable lessons from this diversity with mutual respect and understanding as key virtues to achieving peaceful coexistence among people of different cultures, religions, and cultivations. On this Vesak Day, may we continue to learn from each other and support each other's paths to enlightenment. I thank you.
I thank the Deputy Permanent Representative of Malaysia for the statement, and I now have the honor to invite the Deputy Permanent Representative of Bangladesh to deliver his remarks.
Most venerable monks, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, this is our great honor today to join this celebration of the International Day of Vesak 2024. Happy Vesak Day to you all. We sincerely thank distinguished permanent representatives of Sri Lanka and Thailand for bringing us together for this celebration. Excellencies, Vesak Day bears special significance for Bangladesh. Popularly known as Buddha Purnima, this day constitutes an integral part of our religious and socio-cultural mosaic. Although the number of followers of Buddhism is not large in Bangladesh, the religion itself has a long and glorious history dating back to the 7th century AD. It has had a profound influence on the lives of our people and in shaping our multicultural heritage. We are proud to host some of the most revered Buddhist monasteries in the world, including the famous Golden Temple in Bandarban. Excellencies, Bangladesh prides itself in promoting religious pluralism and harmony. It is our constitutional obligation to ensure equal status and right in the practice of all religions, including Buddhism, which is the third largest religion practiced in the country. The day of Buddha Purnima is a public holiday in Bangladesh. Every year, the day is observed throughout the country with due solemnity, ritual, and religious fervor. People from all beliefs observe the day by commemorating the extraordinary life of Gautam Buddha and reflecting on his teachings. The celebration of Buddha Purnima is founded on our long-practiced motto, encapsulated in the famous words of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, "Religion is one's own, but festivals are for everyone." And it is that same spirit that brings us here today. Excellencies, the significance of observing Vesak Day is more relevant today than ever as we experience conflicts, divisions, and intolerances in our society based on identities and beliefs. As the proponent of the notion of culture of peace in the United Nations, we see its resonance in Lord Buddha's universal message of peace and harmony. We believe this message also serves as a powerful catalyst to uphold the ideals of the UN Charter. We therefore call upon all nations, irrespective of their religious beliefs, to embrace wisdom of Lord Buddha, which can unite us in building a peaceful world. I thank you all and once again wish everyone a happy Vesak Day. Thank you.
I wish to thank the Deputy Permanent Representative of Bangladesh for the statement, and I give now to the co-chair.
May I now have the honor to invite the distinguished Deputy Permanent Representative of Singapore to make his statement. The floor is yours.
Venerable monks, distinguished co-chairs, excellencies, I extend our warmest wishes of goodwill on this commemoration of the International Day of Vesak. I would also like to express my delegation's deepest appreciation to Permanent Representative of Sri Lanka, Ambassador Mohan Piris, and Permanent Representative of Thailand, Ambassador Surya Chindawongse, and their missions for organizing today's event. This year's Vesak commemoration is especially significant. It marks the 25th anniversary of the adoption of General Assembly Resolution 54/115 to recognize the International Day of Vesak. As we celebrate this important milestone, it is opportune to reflect on the timeless values espoused by Gautama Buddha: peace, harmony, tolerance, kindness, and compassion. These values stand in stark contrast to the continuing challenges we face in the world today, including deepening inequalities, rising intolerance, violent conflicts, and war. We should look to these universal values in working to overcome these challenges for a better future. Excellencies, Vesak Day is observed as an important religious day in Singapore. The Buddhist community is the largest religious group in Singapore's multiracial and multi-religious population, forming more than 1/3 of our resident population. Traditionally, on Vesak Day, Buddhists in Singapore would visit their temples to pray and participate in rituals. They would often spend the rest of the day on worthy causes, as it is believed that good deeds on Vesak Day will multiply merit many times over. In line with Gautama Buddha's teachings of compassion and service to others, the Buddhist community in Singapore has made important contributions to our nation, particularly in demonstrating generosity towards and acceptance of followers of all faiths or none. Religious organizations in Singapore, such as the Singapore Buddhist Federation, have worked tirelessly to advocate for unity in diversity, including by developing relationships with different religious leaders and participating actively in the racial and religious harmony circles. Others, such as Singapore Buddhist Welfare Services, provide monthly financial assistance and food rations for needy students and families regardless of the recipient's race or religion. These contributions by the Buddhist community have enhanced community bonding, social cohesion, and interfaith understanding in Singapore. Excellencies, as we honor the birth, enlightenment, and passing to nirvana of Gautama Buddha, let us also emulate his messages of peace, harmony, tolerance, and compassion in our actions. Only then will we be able to bridge differences, realize peace, and work together to achieve the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and restore hope in a darkening world. On this day, let us focus on what unites us and come together to shape a more peaceful and inclusive world. I wish you all a blessed Vesak Day. Thank you.
I thank the distinguished Deputy Permanent Representative of Singapore for his statement, and I now give the floor to the distinguished Deputy Permanent Representative of Lao PDR. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Co-Chair. Venerable monks, excellencies, at the outset, allow me to join the previous speaker in expressing our sincere congratulations and thanks to the permanent mission of the Sri Lanka and the permanent mission of the Kingdom of the Thailand for co-organizing this important event to celebrate this year International Day of Vesak. The Day of Vesak is considered as one of the most important days when the Buddhists around the world commemorate the birth, enlightenment, and passing of the Lord Buddha. We remember this day to reflect on the Lord Buddha teaching the message of wisdom, compassion, peace, and mutual understanding, which continue to resonate and influence millions of people around the world to follow and respect. I am of the view that the celebration of the International Day of Vesak here at the United Nations is of critical importance and great relevance, since this commemoration not only reminds us of the teaching and message of Buddha, but also illustrates the United Nations' strong commitment to the principle of respect for diversity, promote greater peace, solidarity, and enhancing multilateralism. Excellency, in the Lao PDR, more than two-thirds of population believe in Buddhism, and the religious has continued to influential factor shape of every day of life of the Lao people, founding essential cultural identities, tradition, and heritage. Buddhism has played a crucial role in promoting nonviolence, morality, mutual understanding, respect, and harmony among all people of all ethnic groups, which contribute to the maintenance of peace, social order, and justice. It has been more than 2.5 million years since the Buddha's teaching came into existence and are considered fundamental ideal combined between intellectual and philosophical elements for promoting peaceful coexistence. So let us take this opportunity to reaffirm our commitment to preserve Buddhism and continue to strengthen our cultural and traditional bond within this community of nations. In conclusion, I hope this commemoration brings about inspiration for all people of the United Nations in promoting global peace, solidarity, mutual understanding, and compassion among nations. Happy International Day of Vesak. Thank you.
I thank the distinguished Deputy Permanent Representative of the Lao PDR for her statement, and I now give the floor to the distinguished Deputy Permanent Representative of the Republic of Korea. The floor is yours.
Excellencies, venerable monks, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to join here in this August ECOSOC chamber today to celebrate the International Day of Vesak, which commemorate the birth, enlightenment, and passing of the Buddha. My sincere appreciation also goes to Ambassador of Sri Lanka and Ambassador of Thailand for organizing today's event. The Republic of Korea served as a co-sponsor of GA Resolution 54/115, marking the Day of Vesak in 1999, and proudly participates in these annual Vesak Day celebrations here at the United Nations. Excellencies, Venerable monks, ladies and gentlemen, at this time of unprecedented strife, uncertainty, division, ecological calamity, and rapid technological advancement, I believe that the eternal lessons of the Buddha are particularly timely to provide context, guidance, and understanding for both Buddhist and non-Buddhist alike. Indeed, as bloody regional conflicts rage, it is vital to recall these timeless teachings of the Buddha that advocate peace, tolerance, empathy, compassion, and equality. And in fact, these same teachings are inherently interconnected with the UN Charter and this organization's very raison d'etre, which advocates a similar moral grounding for humanity. For the Republic of Korea, Buddhism is a cornerstone of our national and cultural identity. It is a source of wisdom and guidance that connects modern, high-tech Korea to its more traditional past. As someone who grew up in a devout Buddhist family, Vesak Day has always been an auspicious day for me, myself. Every year, commemorating the day of Vesak, I consider myself lucky to have always had a chance to ruminate upon my past life and navigate the right path to live my future. It is truly by virtue of the teachings of the Buddha that at least I try to become more considerate and empathetic of others from different parts of our society. In this connection, I believe that this year's celebration is particularly opportune as it highlights the significance of ongoing multilateral initiatives here at the United Nations to charter a better world. These include, but not limited to, the Summit of the Future, Agenda 2030, and the Sustainable Development Goals, the Paris Climate Agreement, the Alliance of Civilizations, as well as the ongoing work of a Secret Council, which my country is honored to be serving upon. Excellencies, venerable monks, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to conclude my remark with a resonant quote from Lord Buddha, one that I feel is particularly apt for our ongoing work here at the United Nations during this time of elevated conflict and insecurity for so many all around the world. It says, "Better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace." I believe what we need most at this time of multiple crises is a sincere and warm words of consolation and encouragement for the lonely and the suffering people in need. As I hope the Buddha's everlasting lesson will cultivate a brighter trajectory for all people and planet, one where we collectively shun narrow self-interest and instead confront the consequential global challenges that stand before us together through cooperation, tolerance, solidarity, and the pursuit of that one word that brings peace. I thank you.
I thank the distinguished Deputy Permanent Representative of the Republic of Korea for his statement. Distinguished guests, I intend to now open the floor for any delegation from the member states who wishes to deliver their remarks by pressing the button. Thank you. I see none. I therefore proceed to bring these proceedings to an end by some final remarks. We have heard the last speaker. May I bring these proceedings to an end by summarizing a few thoughts in this way. Within the limited time of our privileged existence of being human, I believe we will all agree that if we are to truly make meaning of our existence, the Dhamma is a sure path to our refuge. And by making the Dhamma our refuge, we make the Buddha our refuge, and so his disciples, the Sangha, our refuge. It is said that the followers of the Gautama's teaching are always awake. So there is a wake-up call to all of us, my dear friends, day and night. They take great joy, it says, in genuine kindness. And the Dhammapada also goes on to say that one who drinks deeply of the Dhamma with a clear and open mind rests well. Drink deeply, live serenity and joy is my message for you. So the principal message that we take away today, the laity, is from this celebration, is that we need to cultivate compassion, cultivate mindfulness, cultivate ethical conduct, non-attachment, and wisdom. My dear friends, it serves us as a reminder to live a meaningful and purposeful life based on the teachings of Buddhism, promoting harmony, inner peace, and the alleviation of suffering, as we all seek to do collectively in this august assembly. With these few thoughts, permit me to bring these proceedings to an end with the blessings of the Noble Triple Gem, and I'll hand over the microphone to my colleague, Ambassador Surya. Thank you.
Venerable monks, my dear co-chair, excellencies, distinguished delegates, we are concluding the commemoration of the International Day of Vesak, and to therefore take this opportunity to express my sincere appreciation to our dear friends and colleagues of diverse faiths and beliefs, and of course to express my high reverence and gratitude to the venerable monks from different Buddhist communities joining us today to observe this important day. And I wish to thank my dear friend, His Excellency Mohan Perez of Sri Lanka, my co-chair and his team, of whom I had the pleasure of co-hosting this event for the third year running. And as highlighted throughout the commemoration, Vesak is not only a day to celebrate this important event of religious significance for 500 million Buddhists from all over the world, it is also a chance to reflect on the teachings of Lord Buddha's and its contributions for the benefit of Buddhists and non-Buddhists alike. As many have said, as the world is currently facing multiple challenges, the teachings of Lord Buddha are ever more relevant, including here in the noble work of our United Nations. Let me just touch on three very briefly. First, Lord Buddha's Dharma of the four sublime states. We've heard it before. Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Ubekha, or love, compassion, sympathy, and equanimity can guide us through our daily lives and contribute to more amicable interstate relations. As my minister has referred to in his video message, tolerance, compassion, humility, mutual trust, and mutual confidence are key. They are key to help move the world away from confrontation and towards cooperation, and thereby promote peace, stability, and harmony. Second is the Buddhist principle of Majjhima Patipatta, the middle path, the balanced approach, where solutions often lie in moderation. The promotion of moderation complements the practice of sustainable development, and this has been highlighted by a number of speakers, by highlighting the interconnectedness of economy, society, and environment, and ensuring that our approaches to development are in harmony with nature. Third and finally is the Buddhist belief that the only certainty in life is uncertainty. Therefore, change is a natural phenomenon, and one should therefore be prepared for it and be prepared for the future. Indeed, as the UN strives to build a better future, including through the Summit of the Future, these various Buddhist principles and precepts should be helpful in encouraging all of us to adopt holistic, balanced, and compassionate approaches that are beneficial to all. Lastly, dear friends, and on a personal note, as this is my last United Nations event that I'm co-chairing, as I will be taking up new duties elsewhere, as alluded to by my co-chair. I should like to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for the kind cooperation and friendship extended to me over the past 2 years. May I extend to all of you my very best wishes for continued peace and serenity, and hope that the blessings emanating from this event will fall upon all of you. And rest assured that whether I'm near or far, and in this case, not too far, I will continue to be a strong advocate of Buddhist principles, of tolerance, respect for diversity, compassion, and of course, of multilateralism and our United Nations. Thank you very much. And can we now close the meeting? Yes. Yes, the meeting is now adjourned. Thank you.